Hi everybody, welcome back to the Natural Healing Ninja Show with Christine and
Laura Lee. Hi everybody.
Today we've got a couple topics to talk about. There was a sad thing that happened in my community the other night, and it's never happened before. And two young boys were stabbed on Main Street, and
How young were they?
they were 14 and 16.
Wow.
And they were stabbed by 30-year-old Hispanic gentlemen, I don't know if I call them gentlemen,
Yeah.
that were later apprehended up on the next highway. But the thing is no one's talking about it in my town, and that's what makes me very sad, because it was put across that this is an isolated incident, when I know, talking to experts that are gang people, that people know, that worked with gangs, that know gangs, they work with them and they know what's going on in the situation. In our town, which is very sad, it's never happened before, there's a Mexican Mafia, and they have been trying to recruit these young boys, Mexican boys, to be in the gangs. And they're trying to pit these two small communities against each other, because we're finding graffiti on the bridges now, which never happened before. I've been here for 35 years and this has never happened before.
What's the date today?
Oh, today is July 2nd,
Okay.
2025.
Okay.
It happened on the 29th of June.
Wow.
And I feel devastated, because this is my town, my village. This is where my kids grew up and went to the high school here, and it's never happened before. And we're finding out that we found out from the gang experts, from the law enforcement, and from other people who know these things, that what they're trying to do is infiltrate from another larger city, come over here and infiltrate our small towns, and trying to, what do you call it, how to initiate kids, recruit kids into these gangs, and to start a gang war.
And why do they want to do that?
Because they want to take the spotlight,
The
off,
focus.
and the focus off the Mexican mafias who are here, and we don't have law enforcement. So they know they can do anything that they want to in our little town.
No, they can't.
They want to.
Yeah.
To believe that.
And
They've laundered their money here, their drug money. They sell drugs behind buildings that I've seen. It's just beginning to look so horrible. Then these people who are brainwashed are telling everybody that ICE is in town. Watch out for ICE. Watch out for ICE. And what
So they're sticking up for ICE?
Yeah, look out for them, because they want to get.
So they're making their job harder?
Trying to get people away from ICE, so to hide from them.
So that's illegal. That's breaking the law when you hide people who are breaking the law. And that's who they're after, are the bad guys breaking the law.
Well, these are criminal illegal aliens.
Right.
They're not going after the gardeners or
No, that's
the
rumor.
housekeepers. That's all
media.
rumors.
Yeah.
That's media. That's being brainwashed.
That's lies.
What they're going in for is looking for the illegal aliens that are criminals. These are the criminals that are laundering the money in our town, buying the commercial buildings, laundering their drug money, selling the drugs to the young kids, and recruiting them into gangs. And this is a small town. It makes me so sad to see this happen.
What state are you in?
I'm in California.
So that sort of explains things. Hi, you guys. Another thing is, ICE, we need you.
Yes.
Because
yes, we're all behind you.
Yeah,
we're all behind
except the neighbors in this neighborhood on, what is that called when you have neighborhood talk, chats?
Next door.
Next door. The next door neighbors are not really expressing the concern, because they don't seem to think they have a concern.
They're the ones who are
perpetuating it.
Or putting out that ICE is in town, watch out everybody. What the ICE is here to do is go after the criminals here.
Yeah.
The criminals, not the regular workers who work here that have settled here because
Right.
they know they can speak Spanish here. They know that they've got friends here. They know that they can get money from the drug lords who are here in our town.
And why are they so close here? Because there's a big city? Is there a big city
There's
close
a big
by?
city. There's a big city about 25, 30, 50 miles away on the other side of the hills and down the coast. And that's about 45 miles away. And
It's in what they call the valley.
And we, as a small town,
Uh-huh.
we don't have law enforcement. So they know they can come here and do whatever they want to, because when we need to call law enforcement, it takes 35 to 40 minutes for them to get here.
So we might not want to put that online, but we don't put the name of the place on it, so we don't want to do that.
No, I'm
But
not
we
going to
do
say
want
the
to
name.
address the neighbor thing. The next door neighbor communication is in denial. And if they get out of denial and really start watching the neighborhood, they will see what Christine sees.
Why are they not talking about this? Because when they put the report out, they said this is an isolated incident. It is not an isolated incident.
So when
It
you
is a planned incident.
so when you speak of it in your conversation with your neighbors, what is their response?
Their response is, watch out for, Jose is going to get taken up, the gardener's going to be taken up, and poor Jose. They're not after those people.
You know Caesar, the dog whisperer?
Yeah.
He's an illegal alien or illegal immigrant.
Yes.
And he's still here doing his thing, and he's doing everything the right way, and he's having a happy, joyous, free life, and you can too.
Did he become a citizen?
He became a citizen. I believe he's still here.
Yeah.
So he just did the protocol in order to have the honor to live in America. You have to work for it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we were born into it. We were fortunate or something, but our ancestors still worked
My
here.
grandparents came here, and they went to Ellis Island.
Ellis
and-
Island,
and
yeah.
they-
That's in New York.
and-
That's
and-
like the opening.
Yeah, that's where they came from.
Europe and-
Europe, and they worked very hard to become
Very
American-
hard. Gave up a
American
lot of
citizens.
things.
They gave up their families. They gave up everything to come here.
And
to
they
be
sacrificed.
legal citizens.
And they worked and worked and worked and worked. And so did we. I've been working since I was a young tot because there's nothing wrong with work. We're creators. We work with our hands.
Yes, yes.
So if everyone would just get out of the drug, easy money crap that
That's
hurts
what
a
they're
lot of
doing.
people.
They're coming here to get, and they're frightening some of the other residents here that are Hispanic or Mexican, and I think that they're being threatened, almost like the Mafia would threaten you.
With leverage, yeah.
We'll pay you money to keep your mouth shut.
So what do you do about a situation like this? If the neighbors went, okay, what do? We're a community, we're coming together
They're
on
in
this.
denial, though.
So when
No
they pop
one
out
is-
of denial, one of the first things they can do is start looking at the graffiti, finding some
We
experts
have
that
graffiti
know and have,
that's gang graffiti
Mhm,
on
people-
our bridges.
so we could have a meeting or something where everyone could get together, anybody who knew about gang behaviors, what it looks like, what does this element look like? We don't know, but
Right.
we need to learn that so then we can protect ourselves, our children, our animals, our property.
These poor boys in the hospital with stabs, being
That's
stabbed.
pretty serious, being 14 and 16 years old and
Right.
having a stab
In
wound,
our
and the
little
trauma that goes
community.
through that.
We never had anything like this before. When my kids grew up here, the worst thing they did was play hooky from school, or
And that was being
ding
bad.
dong
yeah.
ditching or something like
Yeah,
that.
right. We're just ringing people's doorbells randomly.
Yeah.
So the thing is that has traumatized the community.
They're not traumatized because they think it's an isolated incident.
So who's lying to them? It is an isolated incident. This is the first time it's ever happened in Cambria. Oh, I know how to edit though. The first time this has happened here.
Yeah.
So it is it could be called an isolated incident, but we don't want any more incidents. What kind of people are stabbing people from different communities?
They're coming from the big city to initiate these kids into the gangs and start them fighting against each other.
Right.
We have a very small community up the coast and our little community, and they're trying to get the gangs together in that community. They're trying to
right.
recruit these young kids into the gangs.
So, and that's what someone who's aware of gang activities and stuff. So, if you want your community, you got to work for your community in 2025. And that's getting out of denial, start listening to what people are actually have died for to communicate to you because they're whistleblowers or there's someone who's speaking the truth. and gets shot down by whatever you want to call it, evil or goo, or it's something that none of us want. We don't want it at all. Maybe we somehow volunteered to experience this, but let's get done with it and stand up for yourself and your community. The denial thing is immature at best. That's what high school kids do. So growing up is a good thing. There's nothing bad with being a grown-up. And being a grown-up is taking 100% responsibility for your life. And then whoever you affect around you, you want it to have a positive experience for them too.
And not blame each other for it.
That's hurting somebody else.
Yes.
When you blame, you're hurting someone else. So don't hurt yourself or others. Golden rule.
Golden rule.
Simple. Just one rule in the whole wide world.
That's the Natural Healing Ninjas rule.
That's right. That's what we go by. So come join Ninja Nations. We're going to do another video on trauma because I believe this kind of activity in a community causes PTSD, which the whole world has that.
Post-traumatic stress syndrome.
And that is what happens. What are the symptoms of post-traumatic stress syndrome?
Well, you react like you went through trauma.
Okay.
And you react in your life after that trauma's happened. Could be years, could be, weeks, could be something.
Okay. So
in between.
Okay. Years,
and you
though,
start reacting to your present situation like you did when you had that trauma.
So you're like, and someone just landed on.
Yes. Yeah.
A
bee
deal.
landed or something.
Someone
like
reached out and you're like, ah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, you can process that stuff out, right?
Well, you need outside help. You need to have a mentor.
Okay.
Or you need to have counseling or therapy.
Okay.
And to find out where is that coming from. We can do this in the next video too.
Okay.
Where is that coming from and why, and where is your family in all of this?
Right, and what's the pecking order, and all sorts of things come
Right,
up.
right.
But when I say process something out, you back engineer it. You go back until you bump into whatever it is that you're hyper.
Now, you have to have the right frame of mind and heart to do this. People want a quick fix. They want everything done quickly. I just take a pill and then I'm done.
Yeah.
And that's the whole mentality right now.
Right. And they can have that, but the people who want to step up and take 100% responsibility for themselves and don't know the next move, they don't know what to do, and they're traumatized. There's a lot of different things that there's that tapping thing, there's getting rid of your stresses.
You tap, which is a really good way to clear a lot of trauma from your life, is tapping. Look up EFT.
EFT, what does that stand for? Well, you tell us.
I've got to remember that.
If you want, you can email us.
Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT.
There you go, that's
Emotional
nice.
Freedom Technique. And what you do is you tap something out and tap something back in. And these points here on your body, these points on your body, wherever it is, releases the trauma, and then you tap it back in. You tap what you want back in.
Instead of what was stuck in there.
Instead of what was stuck in.
Because really the bottom line, the body, if you have chronic diseases or pain or anything.
It's emotional.
It's emotional. And so the tapping triggers that emotion out, and then so you can replace it with happy, joy, and freedom.
Right. You have to replace it.
So when you're dealing with ancestors, though, it seems
should we go on to it?
We should. We have a lot of leaders that seem to have a little trauma going on, and they're leading from a trauma perspective,
yes.
which is fear-based.
Right.
So it seems like the leader that's doing things to communicate on that level, like you have to meet people where they are at, you have to meet nations where they're at.
Oh yeah, and that's what's happening right now.
So that's what's happening, and there's angels like crazy. You guys, asking is given.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do another video and.
We'll stop here now, and then we'll go on to another video.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us at the Natural Healing Ninjas. See you again.
And there's our mascot star.